The girl was shocked to discover that whenever a classmate bragged, she could get the item they boasted about as a reward. Just then, a female classmate boasted that she had bought a luxury car the previous week. The next second, a car key suddenly appeared in the girl's hand out of thin air. Seeing this, the girl couldn't help but recall that she had ridden her electric bike to the class reunion earlier. As soon as she arrived, her classmates looked down on her, mocking her for coming to the party in a food delivery uniform and saying she was a disgrace to their group of successful people. Agitated by their words, the girl accidentally bumped into a classmate. The next moment, a boast system popped up in front of her eyes, claiming that as long as someone bragged in front of her, she could obtain the item the person was boasting about. At that time, the gold-digging female classmate who had been bumped into stood up and scolded the girl for ruining her limited edition high heels. The next second, the system prompted that the gold digger was bragging and rewarded the girl with a pair of limited edition high heels. Puzzled, the girl opened her food delivery box as instructed and found a pair of high heels inside. Just as the system had said, a classmate who knew about luxury goods immediately recognized them as limited edition and scanned the anti-counterfeiting label on the packaging, confirming they were genuine. However, upon seeing this, the gold digger directly snatched the shoes away, claiming that the girl had to compensate her with them. The CEO, who had secretly liked the girl for a long time, immediately pulled the gold digger aside and said that the shoes were a delivery the girl was supposed to send. If she took them for herself, the girl might have to pay for them. But the girl thought that since she had the boast system, she didn't care about the shoes anymore, so she casually let the gold digger take them. She then went to the hotel for dinner with her classmates, but she didn't expect that as soon as the party started, the gold digger's best friend began to brag, saying she had bought a luxury car recently and asking the girl if she wanted to be her driver. It would be better than delivering food. Little did she know that the system had already detected her boasting and rewarded the girl with a luxury car key. The girl was instantly astonished. The CEO beside her also noticed her reaction and curiously asked what card the key in her hand was for. The girl quickly stuffed the key into her pocket. She was about to explain when the gold digger interrupted her, saying it must be the key to her electric bike. Then the gold digger started mocking the girl again for her poor family background, saying she was nothing like herself and the CEO, who had prominent family backgrounds. She added that her uncle was even a shareholder of the hotel. To show off her wealth, the gold digger announced that all the meals that day would be half price. Yet the next second, the girl received 100% of the hotel's shares and a black card. But she didn't argue with the gold digger. She just quietly watched her brag. When it came time to pay the bill, however, the gold digger found that her 50% discount coupon wouldn't work. The gold digger was extremely embarrassed. She had to lie and say she would call her uncle to ask about it, but she actually planned to call her family to ask for money. Just then, the girl said she could pay the bill. Hearing this, her classmates all laughed, saying the little money she had was only enough for bus fares. But when they saw her take out the card, the manager actually walked straight over and greeted her as boss. The girl only went to attend a class reunion. She never expected to get a boast come true system. Before she could figure out what was going on, the system detected a female classmate boasting that her family had bought a luxury car. The next second, a luxury car key appeared in the girl's pocket. At that moment, a materialistic female classmate, wanting to show off her financial strength in front of the CEO, also bragged that her uncle was a shareholder of the hotel and could get a 50% discount on the meal. With that, she called the waiter over to pay the bill, but the system detected that she was lying. As a result, the girl obtained all the hotel's shares and a black card. On the other hand, the materialistic girl found that her 50% discount coupon didn't work, and the money she had with her wasn't enough to cover the bill. She was immediately overwhelmed with embarrassment, but to prevent her lie from being exposed, the materialistic girl immediately claimed she was going to call her uncle to ask about it, when in fact she wanted to ask her family for money to pay the bill. Seeing this, the girl couldn't stand it anymore, and said she could pay the bill. With that, she handed the black card to the waiter, but the classmates thought the girl was pretending to be a wealthy person. The CEO also kindly offered to pay the bill for them. However, the next second, the manager ran directly to the girl and asked why the boss hadn't informed them in advance of coming to dine, and immediately offered to comp their meal. Upon hearing this, everyone was dumbfounded, suspecting that the girl was actually a hidden wealthy person. Seeing this, the materialistic girl was immediately displeased. She insisted that she had just called her uncle, and it was her uncle who had comped their meal. Since the girl also didn't know how to explain why she had suddenly become rich, she didn't expose the materialistic girl's lie. Unexpectedly, to save face, the materialistic girl bragged again that the owner of the club next door was her cousin, and that she would treat everyone to karaoke and other activities there. The next second, the girl received a system notification that she had become the owner of the club. When the materialistic girl called her cousin, she was told that the club was fully booked and there were no private rooms available. Upon hearing this, the classmates were disappointed and decided to end the gathering, but the girl quickly pulled the CEO aside and said she knew the owner of the club next door and could reserve a private room. She did this simply because she and the CEO had long had secret crushes on each other. It was just that before, the girl had thought there was a huge gap between her and the CEO, so she had intentionally kept her distance distance from him. Now that she had the boast come true system, she decided to seize the opportunity to get closer to the CEO. However, when the classmates heard this, they thought the girl was bragging. After all, even the materialistic girl couldn't book a private room. How could a food delivery person like her have the ability to do so? But the girl just made a phone call to the club, and the club staff immediately reserved a VIP private room for her. Seeing this, everyone was shocked, but the materialistic girl still thought the girl was putting on an act. To expose the girl's trick, the materialistic girl went to the club next door with the classmates, only to find that the club employees were lined up to welcome the girl's arrival.